do some braiding here. I really don't feel like putting on makeup or getting ready for the day. But I am taking my daughter to a doctor's appointment in about an hour, 2 hours maybe. And we're also going to do some shopping. She's looking for a Mediterranean diet cookbook. So we went to 2 Goodwills yesterday. There's one more we're going to go to that's fairly close to her doctor's appointment. And if I don't find it there, if she doesn't find one there, what we'll probably do, that's not good. What we'll probably do is look on thrift books online. Have you ever shopped at thrift books? Used books, good prices. And then honestly, before I would go to Books A Million, which is what's near us, I would go to Amazon because I don't really feel like Books A Million, they don't have good prices at all. And so I'm just kind of braiding my hair out of my way today because I really want to get a lot done. I don't want it in my way. I was doing this last night while I was watching TV and I kind of liked how it came out. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll do it again. If I could just remember what I did. I might hate it. Permission to hate it. Yesterday I was trying to put it all in one clip, so I'm not going to try to do that today. It'd probably be good if it was wet. It's not. I hate it. I'm just going to wet it down. I ended up giving up and just taking off my sweatshirt because of the big hood. I actually got this sweatshirt just before I left because I'm always getting like oil stains and such on my clothes because I don't wear an apron. And then it's just hard to get it out. So I just was like, all right, I'm just going to buy a new sweatshirt. I just need one sweatshirt. I'm going to be there for 5 days. I'm not going to wear a sweatshirt to a wedding, you know. So do you want to know how I get myself to put on makeup? I give myself permission to just put on my foundation. Once I put on my foundation and I get rolling, then I do the rest of it. It happens every time. Also, I just open the window because I'm having hot flash. And now I'm in a sweatshirt. Problems. All right. I love the Perbel. If you've seen those ads on like Facebook, my friend Heather, her face was looking amazing, her skin, and I'm like, what are you using? And she told me Perbel, and it is kind of pricey, but it lasts a long time. And then I cut the bottle open and everything. I get every drop out of this thing. And I buy 2 at a time, and then when I'm down to the second one, I order again. But it does really well evening out your skin. Plus, I have freckles, so it kind of helps with that. I also have age spots over here. Good times, good times. I also have a spot on my nose I have to keep an eye on because it's from when I was a kid getting sunburns, and that's where I always blistered, was right there on my nose. So that does make me a little nervous. So then I use my, what is it? Tarte Double Duty Beauty. Cover Up, and it's liquid. And it also lasts forever. You can get the little ones for like $10 at Ulta, or you could get this big one. I have no idea how much it costs. All right. See? Now I'm doing it all. It happens every time. Also, you'll notice that I don't use a beauty sponge. That's not how we did it in the 80s. And the 70s. I started wearing makeup when I was 11 years old, and I was not allowed. I would bring it to school and put it on. I didn't do such a good job taking it off. And my mother was like, I know you're wearing makeup, just so you know. I know you're sneaking it. She just wanted me to know she was on to me. Pretty much I would just put on eyeshadow. I don't even know how I got eyeshadow. Like, where did I get the money? I don't remember. And I got this before I left. I really want to get the powder for my brows. What company is this? Anastasia. I love the powder, but I bought pomade by accident. It's awful to work with. So I got this at Walgreens. Kind and Free Brow Definer. Rimmel of London. I don't know. But it matches really well. I do still want to get some powder because I did love that Anastasia powder. But at least this matches. Because the pomade, the powder comes in 2 colors, like side by side, and I always use the lighter one. So I got the right color in the pomade. I thought I was buying powder, but it only had 1 color, and it was the darker color that I never use. And then I was like, no, I'm just going to learn to work with this. And somebody here on the channel was like, you know your brows are too dark. I can't remember who it was. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Just so you know, I know. Yep, I agree. What can I say? Just trying not to waste money over here. And it's 40 minutes to Ulta. So I don't just be like, oh yeah, I'll just go tomorrow. That is one thing I've been really struggling with trying to do YouTube full time is, even like going to Goodwill and I think, oh goodness, it's almost 2 hours of my time to go drop stuff off at Goodwill. There's only one donation Goodwill in my area. Well, doesn't matter what Goodwill I go to, they're all 35 to 50 minutes from me. But it is beautiful here. All right. And then if they're too dark, I just kind of comb them out. That works. I can't even barely see. My eyesight is so bad. Let's see how I did. It's not too bad. All right. I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on. I won't bore you with the details. Oh, I will say this though. If you're looking for blush, Willa, W-I-L-L-A, I've had this for like 2 years. It lasts forever. Well, I didn't use highlight and I didn't use eyeshadow. I just kind of lined my eyes. So I guess it is a minimal look compared to what I normally do.
So now the game is afoot, and whenever I am going somewhere, I like to see how much cleaning I can get done before I leave. It's a little game that I play with myself, and so that is my plan. And plus, I'm trying to get better at doing those morning things. I left a big mess for myself last night. After supper, no dishes were done. No dishes were harmed. And so I told my husband, what did I tell him? Oh, I said, if you feed the cats and get the cats up for the morning, I will clean the kitchen. And so that was that was an offer he could not refuse. Sometimes when I wake up, I just feel all creaky and I have to lift Woozy up, and he's still a pretty heavy cat, even though he has lost weight. And so I would rather clean the whole kitchen some days than lift the cat up to his food. I really need them to eat on the floor. Oh, look, I made a little heart. Isn't that cute? So we're just getting the bathroom wiped down. Yes, I can talk. It's a gorgeous sunny day. It's in the 50s Fahrenheit. The sun is shining and everything feels very spring-like. Oh my goodness, when we were in North Carolina, everything was in full bloom. It was so beautiful just to drive around and to look. I am so excited to get my annuals in and vegetables, all the things. But normally you wait until the full moon in May. Most people wait till the 31st in Maine to go ahead and plant seedlings, anything that can't handle the cold. I usually go until the last full moon, the full moon in May, which is what the old timers told me, which I think is like the 22nd or the 23rd, and I will waste no time. I might get a pot of pansies because it's funny that we think of a pansy as somebody who's weak, but pansy flowers are very strong and they can withhold some cold. So I might do that because I'll do that sometimes when I just don't want to wait. I did notice that herbs and seedlings are out at like the hardware store. We're going to Lowe's today as soon as I'm done with this voiceover. So I might check and see what they have. I got some little labels for herbs. I have big plans. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I told my girls about it. They were excited. Lots of things coming up. In fact, this Thursday, like the Thursday after this video, I'm going to be going to Vermont for a couple of days because my son and daughter-in-law and my youngest granddaughter, Joanna, are going to be there. And so I'm going to hop on over there and visit them. My daughter Yvonne is going to go with me, so I'm thinking that could be a great vlogging opportunity since she is not camera shy. And really, my son and daughter-in-law, they're not camera shy either. In fact, I have done videos with my daughter-in-law Brittany. We did her craft room, not her craft room, it was a craft closet. So we got that all cleaned up and organized, and I really want to get out there again and see what else we can get ourselves into. Maybe we'll declutter her garage. We were going to declutter the shed they have in the backyard, but as it turned out, my son didn't think it needed to be done, so we didn't end up doing it. But maybe we'll get over there and do something again in Alabama. But I'm excited to, plan some trips. And I've never been to Burlington, Vermont. In fact, I had never been to Vermont until I went. They were at a conference in Woodstock, Vermont, and I went there last year and visited them. Oh, here's the thing that surprised me. So I was looking at Airbnbs, and I thought, you shouldn't be spending money on an Airbnb. Why don't you just get a hotel room? Well, let me tell you, the hotel rooms in Burlington are more expensive than the Airbnb. So what would I rather do? Have one room with a bed in it and maybe a microwave? Or would I rather have a whole house? So, yeah. No brainer. I'm going to take the whole house and save some money. It is just so funny how that can happen so often with Airbnbs. But I would imagine that is a huge vacationer spot because you have Lake Champlain right there. It's got easy access to New York, easy access to Montreal, I hear. So who knows what could happen in the future. But in fact, my daughter Rachel, she doesn't feel physically up to going. She's like, please tell me we'll go back again someday. And I was like, yeah, it's 4 hours drive from here. It's no more expensive than going anywhere else. It's probably very quiet and peaceful. So I will bring you along for that. I'm pretty excited about it. I'll try to get some extra videos up because I'm sure that would probably be like one video. I don't know. We'll see. Because the day 1 is driving. Day 3 is driving. Day 2 is visiting. So that's kind of how it's working. I just don't want to do, visiting and then a 4-hour drive or do a 4-hour drive and then visit because I really want to be alert and awake and energetic and really enjoy it to the fullest. So stay tuned for that. So the kitchen is underway and it feels good to know that I'll have that done before I go. By the way, Leo has been very lazy and very affectionate since we got back from our trip from North Carolina. I think just not having people around, and I think it's stressful for cats. Obviously, you can't explain it to them. I don't even know how. I had somebody coming in to feed them. I know oftentimes when you leave your pets, they don't eat well. And Woozy had a lot of food on his plate when we got back, where he usually eats every little thing. And we were wondering, what was up with that. But I have a feeling it probably was that he wasn't eating very well. He did look like he'd lost a little bit more weight. And Leo is super affectionate. So in my next video, I will try to remember to get some pictures off my phone because he literally laid on my shoulders when I was laying on the couch and snuggled down into my neck. It was so cute. So I'll show you that in the next one. I really want to get this done so that we can get to Lowe's, but it's just so much fun to visit with you, and I so appreciate you spending your time with me. And if you love homemaking motivation and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I do invite you to subscribe, because we do all the things and I try to show you it in real life, so that you're not thinking I'm curing the world all in one day and cleaning my whole house and getting it all decluttered and all the things. Not what we do. The bed's kind of made. The dishes are done. I need to clean up the dining room. I need to write Yvonne's school list for today. And then, no, I'm not going to clean up the dining room now. I'm going to just write the school list for her, and then I'm going to fold laundry on the couch while I watch a show. I think traveling and everything has kind of caught up with me a little bit, and so I'm just going to need to take more breaks, because what's been happening at night is I'm just so tired. I don't care if the dishes are done. So sometimes Robin will do them, and other times he's tired too. In fact, last night he was falling asleep in his chair in front of the TV while we were watching Elsbeth. Do you watch Elsbeth? It's on Paramount Plus, which is at CBS. Yeah, anyway, I love her. She is so funny. Oh my goodness, I just love everything about her. She is like goals, because she's so completely her, and she doesn't let anyone change that. Oh, I love it so much. So anyways, I'm going to watch TV while I fold laundry. Of course, I walked into the living room, and I have to wake up a little bit before I even see a mess. And so I realized I've been editing in the morning, and I got my video up, so I was pretty happy about that. What I usually do is I do whatever editing is left over, and then while it is uploading, I start filming the next video. So that is what I did today. So I'm just going to get the living room set up for the day. Leo, he's just kind of prowling around, you know, picking his son's spot for the day. He's been taking my husband's chair in his office whenever Robin gets up to like make a meal or go to the bathroom. It's so funny. He'll get in the chair and then Robin won't move him. He won't make him move. So Robin will go get a stool and sit on a stool and do his work while the cat is in the comfortable chair. It cracks me up. One of the things we really struggled with in North Carolina was there were not enough blankets. We realize now we have an addiction to blankets. We're always covered in blankets at night. We like I use blankets as kind of like a weighted blanket. A weighted blanket is just too much for me, but I like to have some weight, and I'm always like folding blankets in half, and sometimes I put pillows on top of my legs and everything else when I'm in an Airbnb because there's just not enough blankets. So we've been very happy to come home to all of our blankets. We have so many blankets. And then we have more blankets in the basement for when we have company. Plenty of blankets around here. So I thought I'll straighten up the living room a little bit. I don't want to have to edit this video when my living room looks like a complete total disaster. So I'm getting everything set up to fold, and then I remembered I had my daughter Ava's laundry in the dryer, so I came in and got that out, put it in her bag so I could keep it separate. So I'll fold ours first, and then I will fold hers. I do try to help her because she's in public school, has homework, she's usually in activities, and she also has a job. Leo, you folding laundry? Should I jump in? Should I not jump in? I don't think you want to do that, buddy. That's more your size. Guess I'm not using it for towels. Rest and work. Sometimes we can rest and work together. I need you to understand, I edited out like 3 full minutes of me just staring.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin. All in, you got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside. Heading for collision and denial. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. bottle up inside, heading for collision in denial. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come, come, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors around. Look at the colors, colors, colors around. Look at the colors, colors, colors.
I took one of my daughters to the doctor. Have we not had a ton of appointments? But this is what happens when you have a big family. But the funny thing is, maybe it's that doctors are just more available right now because it's not like flu season. I don't know. But 2 days in a row, my daughter Rachel and I have stopped at Goodwill. We've gone to 3 different Goodwills. We were actually in search of a Mediterranean cookbook. She wanted to get into some Mediterranean recipes. And I know the last time when I went and got my crock pot at a Goodwill, I know I saw Mediterranean cookbooks. But at the time, I didn't know she was interested in them. And we go back. None. 3 different Goodwills. But what I did find, for $2, look at this curtain. It's cotton, and it has the green embroidery. So at some point, maybe in the summer, when maybe I'll get sick of my spring curtain in the kitchen, and then I'll put this one up because it had no staining at all. All I need to do is iron it. And then my pans, the smallest pot is a little bit big. So this is a nice heavy stainless steel Oneida little pot with a lid. It had the lid taped to it. And then, look, it has this little, you see that? It has this little pour. And then the cover has these little holes so that you can drain whatever you're cooking. I really like that too. And I like a small one for like if I'm doing a can of vegetables or, you know, vegetables in general, anything small. And I thought this was really perfect. So I am loving that. It does have a stain on the bottom from their oven, but I think I can get that off if I get like an SOS pad. Yeah, actually I can scrape it off with my fingernails. So I'm going to be able to get that clean, no problem. I actually saw an Instant Pot there that tempted me, but then when I opened it up, it was really dirty. And it's not like I couldn't come home and clean it, but I just feel like when you donate something, you should clean it. Like get the food bits and crumbs out of it at least. It just kind of grossed me out. So that's cool. Let me show you the teacup Rachel got. I think this was $4. She is soaking it in some hot soapy water, but look at that. Isn't that so pretty? And it has a little spoon. They had taped the spoon in it. So she was really excited about that, and she's excited to have her tea in it. But what I wanted to share was when I got home, my kitchen was dirty again. I had started the dishwasher before I left, so then of course the dishwasher is clean and people are having their lunch because I left at 10 and we got home, I want to say 1. So people had had lunch, and then the school table has books all over it, which is really our dining room table. So I just, you know, sometimes I'm like, who did this? Come in here. Could you clean up, please, after yourself? Could you do that? And I just was like, you know what? It's easier if I just do the thing. Plus, I know I need to clean my microwave. I want to clean my stovetop. I really wanted to go outside and rake. I almost ditched the whole cleaning idea, but I know I'll regret it if I don't get my house clean because it really is dirty and I really don't want to get behind. When I was at the Airbnb in North Carolina, because it was just like this new house, we had hardly any possessions. I felt like Snow White whistling while I worked. I was wiping things down for the fun of it. And now I'm home and I just feel like this house is too much for me. So I think I've decided I want to be a minimalist. But how do I make that happen? I feel like I need to write that down and put it on the wall in case I forget. I want to be a minimalist. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I can just declutter the whole house again and become a minimalist. I had to give myself a real talking to when I got home because my initial idea for a video was that this was going to be a cleaning marathon. Marathon people. I was going to clean every single room in the house. Why do I do this? I think it's because I watch too much YouTube and I see people just like knocking it out. And then I think, oh, I can knock it out too and post daily. And then the reality hits me, girl, you are just not that young anymore. But also, then what I do is I think, okay, I'm going to get up early in the morning and I was going to vacuum the stairs, do the floors, and do the upstairs bathroom. And then I thought, no, you're not helping anybody because that's not realistic. That's not who you really are. And then I'm like, okay, it'll be a good cleaning video. It'll give people motivation. But if I let people think I can actually clean the house in a day and take my daughter to a doctor's appointment and go to Goodwill and do all these things, who am I really helping? And I'm going to try to stop saying the same thing over and over because I feel like I have said this several times, but it's really, I am trying to brainwash myself into reality of I am 58 years old. I have 4 daughters living at home and I really want to be supportive and a good mom to them. And I want to be a good wife to my husband and I want to be able to have time with friends. And I am not going to be able to clean the whole house in one day.
Oh, do you take your chair again? Ah! Oh, man. I can't handle it that you let him.
I don't think you can truly understand what it's like to have a life with cats until you actually live it. It's the funniest thing. I don't even know how they take control of the whole house, but it happens. It happens in a way it doesn't happen with dogs because I've had dogs. And dogs tend to want to meld to your schedule and please you and all that, whereas cats, they're lovely animals, but they would like you to please them. It's just a whole different mindset. By the way, I took a break from this voiceover and we did go to Lowe's. And I will show you what I did get, but I can tell you it isn't the flooring that I went there for because they didn't have it and we're going to have to order it. So things with the upstairs bathroom are a bit of a standstill. We did some measuring and we're going to do some ordering today, but it is coming and I am going to be patient and it will all get done eventually and then I'm going to love it. So here I am doing the kitchen again. And I tell you, if anybody wanted a YouTube channel just in the kitchen, it would so easily be done. Because if you think about it, you do dishes at least twice a day, unless maybe it's just a couple of you or one person. And so you can rinse real good and not have to do, the dishwasher every day. But at the same time, if you think about all the cooking and all the things that go on in a kitchen, you could easily have an entire YouTube channel just in the kitchen, just cooking and cleaning and cooking and cleaning and cooking and cleaning. I'm always like, I want to film, but first I got to do these dishes. That happens to me so many times. So either way, I'm really loving the curtain I have over the sink and I'm loving the little flower arrangement that I did. It's not something someone had said, it's going to gather some of the oils of the kitchen when you cook. And that is probably true, but that's okay. I won't mind if I have to make another one next year. It wasn't expensive. You just go and you get the flowers on sale, or you could get green vine. You could change it out, choose a different color from the curtains each time that you do it. I could see that being super satisfying to do. I do like to do some crafting. Also, Robin went with me to Lowe's because I would never be buying flooring without him. I need his measuring assistance and all that good stuff to know how much to buy. But we were talking on the way home because I was talking about the different vegetables I wanted to grow and how I wanted to do one pot for salsa of all the plants that you would need to make a salsa, one Italian pot with all the things you need, like when you make spaghetti, and we were just talking about things we'd like to grow. And apparently he watched a hydroponic, am I saying that right? Garden on YouTube, and he wants to show it to me. It's with pool noodles. So that would be great because you can just buy pool noodles at the dollar store, which is what I told myself when I got rid of my pool noodles. You'd use pool noodles and then you put it in a little bit of water. I think what the person did was they put it in under bed storage containers, which I do have in my basement. So I'm going to watch that video today because that really interested me too. And there is a spot in my backyard that's by the bulkhead where you go down into the basement that doesn't have any grass. So I wouldn't feel like I was killing anything. Also, I was looking at containers at Lowe's today and kind of planning out what kind of containers I would use for my container gardens. Oh my goodness. It's so hard because I really struggle to finish one thing before I go to the next because, because you're cooking and cleaning and doing all the things, you really don't have a lot of time for those extra projects. So it's tough for me to have the attention span for how long it takes me to do things these days because growing season is not going to wait for me, so I'm going to have to figure out how I can squeeze it all in. I need to come up with a good schedule, and maybe that will help me too, because then I'll give a good video schedule for you. But the thought of having hydroponic garden does excite me. The thought of having a small greenhouse also excites me. And just getting to be outside again in the beautiful air. Those of you who live in warm climates, I'm sure you're outside more of the year than I am. I'm by the heater in the wintertime. I'm not outside a whole lot. So it's super exciting right now to hear the birds and feel the warm air again and to get the yard cleaned up from the storm that we had, get the dead branches. Okay, I'm hearing something. Can you hear that? I don't know if somebody is blowing a vuvuzela or if that's an animal. I don't know if you can hear it. Either way, this morning when I cleaned the kitchen, I didn't get this island wiped down and I didn't get the stove wiped down. So it's good to be able to spend some extra minutes and not just do the same things that I already did before. And every time I think of something that needs to go on the grocery order, I write it right down because I know if I don't, I'm going to forget it. So it has to happen that minute or I can't remember later on what in the world I needed. And then we get a grocery order. If you're like me, every time you get a grocery order, you remember something that you forgot. So today, my grocery order came in, so you'll get to see what I got tomorrow. I'll have a grocery haul, but I did forget mozzarella cheese, so it usually, as soon as I get one in, we're starting the next list. Oh, goodness. So the microwave, I've been doing better, doing it more often. So I'm not boiling water or any of that stuff because it's really not that bad. I'm just using my all-purpose spray, which I love to use because I love the scent. Also, do any of you who are in cold climates grow lemon trees? Let me know in the comment section below because they had little lemon trees and lime trees at Lowe's. And I thought, well, you must be able to grow it or why would they sell it? But I know that's probably not the best logic. Let me know how I could make it possible to grow either a lemon or a lime tree. Can those thrive inside if I put them in a big pot? It'd be really cool if I had a lemon tree and a lime tree, but it wouldn't necessarily get a good amount of sun wherever I would put it. So I guess I need to do a lot of research, but let me know if you think it is even possible. That plate does get mighty dirty. Somebody had obviously done some tomato sauce in the microwave and hadn't covered it. So that's what I was cleaning off here, was definitely tomato sauce. Does anything feel better than a clean kitchen? I always have such a sense of relief and peace when my kitchen is all set up. And before I leave you, oop, that's my phone. Before I leave you, I just wanted to show you the reality, a little behind the scenes peek at what it's like trying to get the right camera angle for you. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope you got tons of motivation out of it. And I can't wait to see you again, hopefully tomorrow. And remember, as always, that God loves you. And I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.